Happy Independence Day, friends. Happy holiday. What is it? Happy 4th of July. Happy Fireworks and Family Day. Especially to the Black American and Indigenous community, because we know. All right. I just came back from my family's house, came home with my leftovers, and of course, I'm here to talk to y'all. So, it's about consistency. And we have to keep it going, right? It doesn't matter where we start as long as we started. So we here. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys today because we need to talk about why it is important to do divinations. I have been holding on to this conversation for a long time because I didn't know, how I wanted to present this conversation, especially since I'm not an initiated priest, but I have the experience of being able to use tarot or playing cards or just different forms of divination tools just throughout my journey to help me along, pretty much get to where I am now. And one of the biggest mistakes that I feel like a lot of people who practice outside of Abrahamic religions is the fact that they do not have a mastery of any type of divination. You do not need other people to seek shit that you are able to do for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot tap into other people to do divinations, right? Because there's a reason as to why you would go to a tarot reader, a card reader of any capacity, whether they're initiated or not, into a practice, because you are seeking clarity and you're seeking knowledge beyond your means, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it does come to a point of your journey where you need to be able to seek these information for yourself. You're not going to always have the money. And you're not going to always have access to a reader that's going to be able to do the work for you. So you have to be able to do it yourself. Okay? First things first. One of the reasons why I will always push for people learning how to do divinations, and the reason why I will always center divinations, is when we are living in a reality that people will intentionally deceive you. Simply put, people are fucking liars. If you have not picked that up yet, especially when it comes to your own life experiences, people have no problem living a lie, and they have no problem lying to you with a straight face about it. They have no problem lying about their intentions. They have no problem lying about their feelings. They have no problem about lying about the perceived outcome. They have no problem lying about their past. They have no problem to do that. And then also, even putting a mirror on yourself. There's probably times you've lied to protect yourself, to get a particular outcome, to, hopefully you ain't never been in a place where you tried to lie to get somebody in trouble, but that's what I'm saying. But sometimes you have to even look in the position of where whether it was a white lie or a very, very heavy, dirty ass lie. We know that people have the ability to make things look like the way things aren't. Okay? Especially if you walk a path where people will deceive you. Like, that's part of the plan. For example, I walk a path, right? Especially a destined path. And this has been told to me explicitly, that people will lie to my face because they do not want me to see the truth as to how they really feel about me, which means that I will live a life to where I will come across a lot of frenemies. I will live a life where people will, knowing that they don't fuck with me, they will stick around because they know that I have something that they want. And so knowing that this is something that I am going to face within my lifetime, I have to have a way that's going to allow me to discern the energies that are around me. And that goes with me also building the trust with my intuition, building the muscle that my intuition operates or uses so that it can be able to do what the fuck it needs to do. It comes with practice. It comes with consistency. But there's never a time that I have gone, and especially within these last 6 years, that I've never went to the cards to confirm, deny, or give me any type of motherfucking advice. There was plenty times that divination has legit saved my life. It has saved me from making more bad decisions. It saved me from continuously being naive. Even when I didn't want to believe what was coming out on the cards. There were times when I had to allow experience to finally get me to understand what the fuck my ancestors were telling me. To this day, remember when I asked my ancestors, would the people that I was getting my hand to E5 fixed through, would that be the house or the people that I would initiate through, and get crowned? And they told me no. And I actually got angry. Because I was just like, what do you mean? Like, these are nice people. What are you talking about? Have I not done enough? We finally found a house. What are you saying? 3 months later, completely annihilated that relationship. My ancestors already knew. All we said was that we was going to get your hand fixed. We didn't say that you needed to do all that. That's why you're over here. It was these motherfuckers that was trying to convince you that they were the ones that were supposed to crown you. We did not tell you a damn thing. And they were right. The divination said that. But I did not want to trust it. Just like the divination told me that one of them was on some fuck ass shit. And I went as far as to no longer doing divinations because I felt like my spirits were causing trouble. I am being dead ass. Even threw a few of my tools away because I was trying to silence myself, my spirits, for what they were trying to tell me about the deception that was being played in my fucking face. This is why divination is important. It was divination that told me about the first group. It was divination that told me about the witchcraft. It was divination that told me what I had to do. It was divination that did it. It was divining. It was seeking knowledge for myself and from other people. And sometimes you can sit in divination, and the divination that somebody else can give you can legit tell you that the only motherfuckers you need to trust is yourself. The only motherfuckers you need to trust is your own card spread. Because if you trust your spirits, if you trust your intuition, it will always lead you back to you. It will always lead you. I trust my intuition. I trust my dead folk more than I trust any motherfucker walking this earth. I trust it more than my parents, my siblings. Because that's how I get the truth. And there's an old dude in E5 called Osa Otora. And that old dude specifically talks about how if you want to be able to find success in life, like full and complete success in life, you trust nobody. You trust nobody but yourself. You don't put your life in anybody else's hands. And that goes along with divination. What is it that the spirits see that for whatever fucking reason you can't? What is the why? What is the lesson? Especially when for most of us, we find ourselves repeating the same shit. There's a reason why you keep meeting the same type of man. There's a reason why you keep meeting the same type of woman. There's a reason why you keep ending up in the same type of job, because you haven't learned the fucking lesson yet. So maybe if you sit down and you learn the lesson, figure out what the fuck the lesson is, and 9 times out of 10, you're not going to figure out that lesson until you do a fucking divination. And actually listen to what the fuck the divination has to say. Also, too, and it's another thing is right, especially a reason why. Especially if you call yourself being a practitioner within a closed religion. You need to learn, because a lot of these people within these religions, again, will deceive you. One of the biggest lies that has been pushed in African traditional religious spaces is that you are going on disrespect of a religion if you do a divination on an elder. That is bullshit. I have not seen one Odu that says that harm will come to somebody who does a divination on a priest. That is fear mongering, because they, for one, don't want you to know that they're probably working your ass. Because yes, priests do work their mentees. They do work the people that go to him because they want some of your money. And they also push it because they want to push this ideology that priests are above reproach, when actually they are not above reproach. They're not. The community allows people to get away with things because sometimes they themselves ain't doing shit the right way. And so the best thing you can ever do is to be able to know when you're dealing with bullshit, because they're not going to tell you. And some of them ain't even that good at doing divination. Some of them that's not even their gift for real. To be able to work the cards, to be able to work tools, to divine, to seek knowledge is a gift that comes with consistency and experience. Everybody's not able to do that. That is also why you need to be able to do things yourself. You are your biggest tool. You are your biggest weapon on this just spiritual journey, not leaning on anybody else. Because sometimes leaning on other people will get you even more confused. Because again, you're going off their interpretation. And depending on how good they are, bitch, they could be leading you into another space. That's why you have to be able to learn how to read yourself. You got to be able to learn how to read yourself. That was one of my biggest mistakes, is ever believing that I had a limit to where I deserved to seek information. Just like that dumbass shit. Can I get a reading on, if somebody is, if whether or not somebody's a good mentor and they tell you, oh no, that's not good, then that's already bad, you should trust your they're not even somebody you should be working with, because that doesn't even make sense. How is you seeking knowledge from your higher power about a spiritual relationship? How is that going against? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Especially when you know that people can lie and people can be deceptive, and especially when people are new on the journey, they still haven't really even built up that muscle yet to really seek out information. This is why it's important to do it yourself, because these motherfuckers, I'm telling you, think I'm playing. Think I'm playing. What you gonna do? Wait on when a motherfucker is able to get on live, on TikTok live, and give you one question for free? Or wait, let me guess, you gonna wait until you're able to spend $300 for a 30-minute fucking reading? And that shit don't even make sense. Why the fuck am I giving you $300 for? And a ring bit. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest grifts over here is motherfucker is damn near tarot card. Tarot card really damn near is a grift. It is. Something that should be used as a tool to counsel. Something that should be as a tool to really go. People use it as just a way as to make money. That's why y'all dealing with that Alex Reese tarot chick over there. We have to get out of it. You have to get out of this space that you are not responsible for seeking your own knowledge. The people out here is just supposed to be confirming or denying the shit that you've been seeking. That's it. That's all. Stop leaning so hard on these motherfuckers. Stop. I had to start trusting my shit because these people were confusing the fuck out of me. They were confusing. I was fine when I was listening to myself. The moment I started including other motherfuckers into what needed to be told to me, it was crazy. It was Some of these people don't know what the fuck they talking about. Some of these people are not as good as they claim that they are. Your intuition will never fuck you over. Your intuition will never deny you access to the things that you need to know. Even if the message is something is fucking wrong, send help. Something's wrong, send help. That's your intuition. Bitch, go get the help. Child, is there more I got? Oh shit, there's even more. There's even more. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So had to take a little break there because I'm like, what y'all want me else to talk about? But I think the last part is the reason why divination is important, and the reason why you should know how to divine for yourself is that divination is going to be a part of your healing. A lot of you all do not know what to heal because you ain't asked. Your spirits, your higher self, God has a lot to say about the things that you should be working on. And so you should be consulting with your higher self on a daily basis. You should be asking questions on a daily basis. Bare minimum a week. But if you call yourself out here doing healing work, shadow work, any of the sorts, and you have not pulled one card to consult on where your healing journey is, and sweetie, I can't say that you've even started. Because how did you even build your intuition? I know things too, but that don't keep me from going to the cards. Because I'm not all knowing. And some of y'all like to pull that shit too. And be wrong. That's how you show up for yourself. Learning how to divine. Learning how to seek answers for yourself. Learning how to go beyond your reality and going to the heavens so that you can look down, so that you can finally see the situation without the rose-colored glasses on. That's the reason why cord cutting work is essential to healing, because cord cutting allows you to remove the rose-colored glasses of that abusive cycle that you've been in with somebody. We've been on this big trip that trauma bond is just you sharing a similar traumatic event with someone. Well, no, a trauma bond is abuse. A trauma bond is that you've been allowing yourself to chase somebody that don't fuck with you, and they've shown you signs that they don't fuck with you, but because you've been able to settle for those little bitty crumbs of acceptance and tolerance, that you took that for love and you've allowed yourself to continue in that shit. That's what a trauma bond is. And sometimes we can even be in a trauma bond with our own spiritual practice. Which is why we need to know divination. Because divination isn't loyal to anybody but your intuition and the person that's pulling those cards. They don't give a fuck about a system. That's why people were confused as fuck when I was able to use my chamalongos. Because they're like, oh, you aren't supposed to be able to use these consecrated, so, oh, you must have a power. Yeah, I do. Oh, but now it's a threat now because my Palo spirit done called out the bullshit. Now I can't use them no more because now it's disrespect to religion. It wasn't disrespect to the religion before. So that's when I knew that being able to divine, to be able to divine, to be able to do a divination, to seek your own shit, you will forever be seen as a fucking threat. People who can seek information on their own will forever be a problem in these spaces because you are expected to be ignorant. And I'm here today to let you know you do not have to be that way. Always stay 10 steps. Always, fuck this. It's not even 1 step. Stay 10 steps ahead. But stay true. And stay righteous. And therefore, the cards will always defend you. They will always be on your side. So, I'm gonna end it there because the video will go too long. And I know I got more stuff to talk about, so I'll be back. But seek ye first the kingdom of your own intuition. Seek your own intuition. Because of trust, it has a lot to say. All right, y'all. So, like, share, subscribe. This is Ifa Sotito. Signing off. Peace out, y'all.